Colorado Christian is eyeing an RMAC tournament appearance this season. They're right on the outskirts. They face CSU Pueblo in Pueblo. Welcome, everybody. My name is Spencer Pattison. Alongside me is Jack Jones. CCU is 10-12 overall in the season, 6-10 in the RMAC, which puts them at 10th. CSU Pueblo also 10-12, but they're 7-9 in the RMAC, which puts them at 7th. They're on a 4-game losing streak at the moment, so the Cougars really need to use that to their advantage. CCU, again, like I said, they're eyeing that RMAC tournament appearance. You need to be top 8 to make it. Right now they're 10, but if they beat CSU Pueblo, they overtake them because of their last game that they played. Jack, tell us about that.
So they played on December 3rd at the CCU Event Center, and your Cougars won 76-71 in a close one. So that would give them the advantage over CSU Pueblo because they did win in that game. If they win this one, that means they have the advantage in the series on the season. In that game, Desaya Jones had 20 points, 8 rebounds. Sharice Fairley had 18 points, 6 rebounds. CCU, they don't have the best away record this year. They actually just secured their first away win this past weekend. They are 1-7 on the road this season. They're also 3-12 on the road versus CSU Pueblo. So the odds are against them, but they can start a little streak on the road, and they desperately need this win.
Oh, yeah, we'd love to see it. They have the energy at the moment to do so, really going for that late season push. But let's take a look at CSU Pueblo's key players to look out for. Of course, number 23, Sharice Fairley, you mentioned her. She's a graduate student, and she is the Thunderwolves' leading scorer. She scores 12 points per game and grabs 5.5 rebounds per game. She's definitely a threat, one of the best players for the Thunderwolves. Then number 2, Janiyah Davis, also a grad student, and she does it all on the court. She scores 9 points a game, grabs 6 rebounds and 3 assists, but she's also 5th in the RMAC with 2.3 steals a game, which is outstanding. It's absurd. So definitely keep the ball in good hands. And then number 21, Landry Hudson, not a grad student. She's a sophomore, and she's having a great season. She scores 10 points a game and grabs 3 rebounds. Exciting team they have. They have a lot of great players that can get the job done. In CSU's last game, they lost 74-54. They really struggled when shooting, going 34% from the field and 20% from the 3, just making that the 4th game they lost. So really struggling. They got to go. They're looking to turn it around against CCU.
Well, and this CSU Pueblo team shoots a lot of three-pointers, and if you can get in their face from behind the arc, they're not going to shoot well, but they're going to continue to take those shots. So you got to watch out for behind the arc. But for now, let's go to the Cougars. Let's talk about the all-star, number 22, Maggie Phipps. She has 7 games in a row with 10 or more points. And I'd like to add something. Over this past weekend, or I guess it was Thursday, so kind of close to the weekend, they were playing in this game, and it all came down to one shot. And you know who hit that shot? Maggie Phipps. Game winner, Thursday night. It was awesome. Both teams were hype. But now, the Cougars did not have Phipps when they played CSU earlier in the season, so they're going to have a huge advantage in this one, having her. She'll make an impact. And on the season, Phipps is averaging 12.5 points a game and 2.5 rebounds. Next, number 11, Desaya Jones. She's averaging 9.5 points a game, 5 rebounds, but she can go off for 20 or more any given night. She has the talent to do it. Just look at when they played CSU earlier this season. She had 20 points, 8 rebounds. And last but not least, the lady we haven't been talking about much lately, but she's heating up a little. Number 10, Agnes Paul. We talked about her a lot early in the season. She was on a huge double-double watch. She kind of had a mid-season slump. Wasn't playing as well as she wanted, but it's kind of looking like she's back. In her past 2 games, she's had 12 rebounds, then 7 rebounds, grabbing those boards for these ladies. And on the season, she grabs 7.5 a game and 9 points to go along with that. So she is a force in the paint. and this is the perfect time to start heating up, trying to make that RMAC tournament pull. In CCU's last game, they beat Western Colorado 68-56. In that game, the Cougars absolutely dominated. Almost every player that touched the ball on the court had a good game. But shout out to Maggie Phipps and Michaela Moore for playing amazing defense against one of the best players in the RMAC, Emery Wagstaff. When it comes to statistics, Maggie Phipps, 14 points, Agnes Paul, 14 points, 7 rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, those ladies, they've been playing some great basketball recently. But now, it's time for the keys of the game. The Cougars, they need to continue to out-rebound. They almost average 40 rebounds a game, which is second in the RMAC, while CSU Pueblo, they average 30, which is last in the RMAC. So really take advantage of that. Grab those rebounds, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, any kind of rebound that you can think of.
CSU is a small ball team. They don't have a lot of height to their team. Now this Cougar squad, they do. They have lots of tall ladies on their team. This should be an easy one to win that rebound game. Next, play great defense, just like Maggie Phipps and Michaela Moore did last week against Emery Wagstaff. You got to continue that. They're coming off a great defensive game. However, CCU still gives up the third most points per game in the RMAC. You got to keep chipping away at that and bring it down less and less each week. Continue the defensive battle. I know Coach Thompson would love it.
And for the last and final key of the game, they got to stay focused. Again, they're 1-7 on the road. They really got to lock in and continue to win after their last road win. Maybe make it a win streak. Come on, ladies. Go Cougs. You got this. We're rooting for you. Watching at home. You can watch on the RMAC Network. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Again, I'm Spencer Pattison alongside Jack Jones. Enjoy the game, everybody.